Hey, what's going on, guys? Bringing you another KillZone Shadowfall video, and this time we're just going to go through the UI, user interface, and how to just jump into some war zones, have some fun, set up some classes, and I'll try to keep this video short. Alright, so once you boot it up, you're at this screen here, where if you use L1 or R1, you can just navigate through here, through the war zones or the campaign, just waiting for it to load up. So once you get to this main screen here, you're going to see your most popular war zones. Let's just focus on what you need to do right now just to get in and have some fun, okay? You got 24-player war zone, 24-player team deathmatch, 24-player domination, extended, and classic war zone. Let's just focus on that, okay? Don't worry about here where you can browse other war zones or some of these other ones that it says popular or pick of the day. When you look at each one, you can see how many people are in it. So say for 24-player war zone right now, you got 196 people. Team deathmatch, you got 402. So, all right. I really, once again, I'm trying to steer people away from team deathmatch, and it just goes back to what I said before, guys. The true KillZone experience is not about team deathmatch. It's about multiple game modes in one particular war zone. Team deathmatch, again, is going to be 2 base camps for each team, and whichever team can get spawn beacons out, basically base camp rapes the other team. All right. So that's all I'm going to say about team deathmatch. 24-player Warzone is probably the most, that's what I play the most. And it's usually those games can last about 10 to 15 minutes, depending on, the opposition. And you're going to play search and destroy attack, search and destroy defend, beacon retrieval. I think, no, it's capture the beacon. It's one of the beacon ones. And then you got capture and connect, right? Domination is basically their version of Call of Duty's Domination, where you've got A, B, and C. Well, they call it here capture and hold. Okay. Extended Warzone is basically every single game mode put into one game. You don't see as many people in there, and sometimes it is a hard time having games there because one game could take up to 45 minutes to an hour. And Classic Warzone is similar to Extended, except a little toned down. I think it's only maybe 5 or so war zones. Okay. Don't worry about create your Warzone. I know that's something that Guerrilla Games really pitched heavily when they created the game in the initial launch trailer, but don't really get into that right now, because when it comes to player count, you really should be in 24-player Warzone, try Dom, play Team Deathmatch if you have to, Classic and Extended, but I would say start off with 24-player Warzone, okay? So you can see on up top of online friends, if you press the touch button, it'll tell me where my friends are. You can see who's on. Shout out to Cody. God, you are on this game constantly, and you're a beast. I was in a game with him. I mentioned the other day, a guy was like 58 and 10 or something like that. He's a beast. And then if you want to try to join their game, you just press X, and it'll try to join that game. If all right. So right now it's loading me into it, but normally if there wasn't enough, if the lobby was too filled, it would say waiting for a spot. All right, so we're back here. I'm just going to do R1 or L1. So now let's talk about my career. So just go over here. Don't worry about these just now. Except I will mention offline bot zone. If you're new, you might want to go in there and you could set up your own war zone with whatever game mode you want, and you can put easy, hard, medium bots and just get used to the game. All right, so let's go to my career, and that's where we're going to edit our loadouts and take a look at our stats. So off to the left, you can see my stats. And once again, guys, don't focus on kill-death ratio. Okay, this game is not COD. It's not about people comparing each other's dicks in the lobby, part of my French, to see who's got the higher death ratio. It's more about winning the game. It's about having fun, okay? And having fun isn't camping the whole time and really worrying about your kill-death ratio. So, you got your stats there. Once again, you got L1 and R1 to cycle through all the different things. So, you brought here initially, and if you use the D-pad to go left and right, you scroll through, and it just kind of gives you your basics as to where you are in terms of challenges and unlocks, right? But we want to talk about editing loadout. So just do R1 again. And now here you can edit your scout, your assault, support, and your insurgent. And insurgent I will cover in one entire video all about insurgent. So let's just take a look at let's look at support. All right, so you can see you could also rename them. So I got one set up for spawn, turret, air, and I call this Shoddy Echo. But even though I don't use the sickle because they nerfed it, everyone's complaining about it. I just deal with these things. I felt it was a little OP. When I first started, that's all I would use. It was a one-shot kill. But so here's where, you know, when you're going into, once again, an objective mode game, you want to have different loadouts. And just so you know, also, I didn't know this at first, when you're in game and you die and you're going to respawn again, you can still go in and edit your individual loadouts to make changes on the fly. So even if, you know, let's say you unlock something like an attachment like the missile launcher, you can actually, you know, let's say you're in game, it says, you know, you completed the challenge, you can go in and then arm it. So let's take a look at the actual loadout. So here on your first screen, you got your different rifles. And again, for my support video, you know, say stay with the Pulver, Stova, and when I cover the Insurgent pack, we'll talk about the M82. So here's where you go in, choose your gun, and these are the sights that you would unlock, right? So I pretty much have everything unlocked for the Pulver, but let me show you some on the Stova. So I've got the Hollow and I've got the dot laser unlocked. That's because I don't use this gun very often, but if you go click X on ACOG, it'll tell you the challenges you need to complete to unlock that particular item. So I got to get 25 kills with the Stova zoomed in with the Hollow, and I got to get 1 headshot. All right. Same thing with the attachments. So for the missile, 25 players, destroy 1 air drone, did that, destroy 1 stun drone, did that, yada yada. So for this one, I just got to get some more kills with the Stova, and that missile will be unlocked, right? So then if you do R1 again, it takes you to your sidearm, and same exact thing. You choose your weapon and you choose your unlocks. If you unlocked it, you can just choose it. If you don't have it and you press the button, it'll tell you what you need to do. So for me to get the laser pointer, I need to get 25 kills to unlock that. Do R1 again, and you can choose between your frag grenade and your petricite. And I explained that in my last video. And it's the same thing. You have to get, I think it was 25 kills to unlock the petricite grenade or something like that. And then here goes back to the abilities. And this is where I want to show you about the leveling thing. So notice my revive drone, spawn beacon, turret, and air drone are all mark 11, which means when I use them, it's going to give me the maximum time that it'll be out, as well as cooldown. But if you look at, say, supply box, it's only mark 2. But if I further press X again, it'll tell me the different levels and how many things that I need to do. So let's say I'm at mark 2. So it takes 4 seconds to construct. It'll last for 62 seconds. But once I get 10 people to resupply with it, then the duration goes up and the cooldown shortens, and so on and so on and so on. It's the same thing with all the other abilities for all the other classes. I'm not going to go into them until you get all the way up to 11. And so to max out supply box, you got to get 150 resupplies. And it's basically the same thing with, let me back out of here real quick. If I go to assault, because I know there's a few things in assault that I don't have, and I'll do a separate video all on assault. Let's say for abilities, okay, for Nano Shield, I'm at mark 2. To go to mark 3, you need to get 50 kills through your Nano Shield. So you got to have your Nano Shield up, shoot and kill someone, and done deal. Same thing, let's see, let's look at Stun Blast. I don't use that a whole lot. Stun Blast, for me to go to mark 3, I got to stun 50 people, and so on, and then all the way up to, let's see, 11, you got to get 500 people stunned. So, you know, you got to kind of pick and choose. When I do my assault class, you'll find out my favorite is the pulse emitter. Love that damn thing. And I will go through that in another video. So accept changes. And that's really all you need to know, guys, with the user interface. I mean, it looks complicated, but it's really simple. It's just, I know it's not spoon-fed like, you know, Call of Duty Ghost, something like that. But really just worry about that. And once again, it's R1 and R2, and you can go into more things that just kind of tell you stats of what you have unlocked and what you haven't unlocked. Really no point. Just focus on your main page stats and edit loadouts. So once you're at your stats, you go left, right on your D-pad to kind of look through them. And then if you go R1, L1, you go to your loadouts and use a D-pad again to go through your different classes to change them. So that's basically it, guys. Just wanted, I'm clocking in at 9 minutes here, but yeah, just wanted to make this quick and sweet. Jump into a game. What war zones I think you should probably try out first. And that's it, guys. Hope you like. Yeah, I'm so bad at this YouTube shit. I just do this for fun, guys. If you enjoyed it, please leave me a like. If you enjoyed it, please leave me a comment. If you didn't like it, you know, leave me a dislike and leave me a comment why that you didn't like it. That's it, guys. I will see you on the next video. Thanks.